Hey guys, Joshua here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Aftershock MX-15 Pro. The Aftershock MX-15 Pro has what they are calling a minimalist stealth design, where it's designed to look good whether you're using this in a LAN party or in an office. I'm going to have to agree with them because it really looks very simple. There are no like red or gold accents on the laptop, and the only time anyone would be able to tell that this is a gaming series type of laptop is if they recognize the Aftershock logo that is there on the cover. Other than that one logo, the entire laptop is a matte black color, which I really like given the chance I'd matte black everything in my life just because it is just such a beautiful color. But the nice thing about Aftershock is, if you would like to get your own logo or have a different color spray painted onto it, you can actually contact them, but obviously it's going to be a separate charge. Before I get to anything else, the most unique thing about the MX-15 Pro is the fact that this has a 144Hz Full HD IPS display built in, which is pretty much insane for its price point, which I'll get to later on. Viewing angles are perfect from every angle, and because it's a matte display, there's less glare coming off the screen, so even using the screen in bright daylight, it's not a problem. Colors are vibrant, and the image when shown is sharp, so you can even use this to edit photos or video without worry. The hinge is also very sturdy and stable to position in any variety of angles you may like. Bezels are not the thinnest but also not the absolute thickest, so I won't give them too much grief on that. And the dimensions of the laptop is 378mm in width, 267mm in depth, and 26.9mm in height with a weight of 2.3 kilograms. Moving on to the ports and connectivity. On one side, you're getting the power port, two mini display port 1.2s, a HDMI port, USB-C port, USB 3.0 port, and a card reader. On the opposite side, there's going to be a USB 3.0 port and a USB 2.0 port along with the headphone and microphone jacks. The keyboard has a little flex in the middle, and if you're the kind that types a bit hard, you'll definitely notice it. Other than that, the keys are spaced out very nicely, took me very little time to get used to typing on it. The keyboard has some lighting on it, but the keys are not individually lit. Instead, there are just 3 zones of lighting, the left, middle, and right, which you can go into the control center to adjust to your own liking. They are also very quiet, but still very comfortable to type on, so if you're in an office environment, it won't annoy the living daylights out of your co-workers. Touchpad on the MX-15 Pro is slightly off-center, which is terrible for my OCD, but it is smooth and accurate enough to use for everyday tasks. There are also 2 physical buttons for the left and right click mouse buttons, which depending on your preference, you're going to love it or hate it. I'm indifferent to this because mostly I carry a mouse whenever I bring the laptop around to use. Speakers on the MX-15 Pro are supported by the Sound Blaster Cinema 5, so they actually sound really good for laptop speakers. Bass is slightly lacking, but for songs and movies, they sound crisp and clear. For the internals, the configuration I have here has an Intel i7-8750H Coffee Lake processor, which is 6 cores, a GTX 1060 6GB graphics card, 8GB of RAM, 128GB SSD, and a 1TB HDD. So let's jump into the test. In Cinebench, you're getting an OpenGL score of 93.59 FPS, while the CPU is at 1062 CB. In 3D Mark Time Spy, the overall score is 3865 with a graphics score of 3739 and a CPU score of 4786. PC Mark 10 scores, you're getting 4670 for the overall score, Essentials scored 7667, Productivity at 6700, and Digital Content Creation at 5382. In PUBG, with everything at Ultra, you're still getting about the high 40s FPS, and usually it'll go about 50 FPS after everything renders out, etc. So yeah, still very playable, and yeah, it still looks pretty good. In Fortnite, with all the settings on Epic, you're still able to get above 60 FPS, and most of the time it'll even be going over 70 FPS, which is really amazing for a laptop like this. Colors look vibrant and you can definitely see detail and clarity wherever you look. As you can see, when I was building things, there is no lag and everything just appears very smoothly and everything, so I'm really very impressed with this laptop. I've been running the GPU at 100% load for the past half an hour, and the temperatures generally stay about 81 to 83 degrees Celsius. Moving on to the CPU, I'm using Prime 95 to stress the CPU at 100% load, and temperatures are about similar to the GPU, which is at 82 to 83 degrees Celsius. Fan noise when idle is quiet, you hardly notice it, but as it ramps up to cool down the CPU and GPU at max speeds, you will hear them spinning, and when that happens, headphones will be your best friend to drown out all the noise. Something I've also noticed is that the back vents, only the left side is actually open for air intake. I'm assuming that because the hot air is expelled from the right vents. Battery life is about an hour or so when using it to game, and about 90 minutes plus for everyday tasks, so not the greatest. You have to bring the charger along and it is quite bulky. Moving on, as you saw, it performed marvelously, and the kicker, this configuration costs 1,899 SGD, which is insanely good value, especially when they've now changed the SSD to a 256GB M.2 PCIe SSD, so the base, as you'll be getting better speeds and more storage than this unit that I have here. Coming back to the 144Hz screen, I don't think I've seen any other laptops that have this 144Hz screen and is under 2000 SGD. If you know of any, please leave a comment on which models these are, because I would love to check them out. Some things I think that could maybe be improved with the next iteration would be getting some of the temperatures much lower and maybe diverting the heat away from the keyboard, because in longer gaming sessions, the keyboard does get a bit warm, and probably be better if the laptop could exhaust the heat towards the back or somewhere else, because at this point, it's exhausting through the right side fans, which if you're using a mouse and you're a right-hander, you'll definitely feel all the hot air being pushed onto your hand and it's not comfortable. Placement of the USB ports being a little deeper and nearer to the back would also be nicer for when plugging in a mouse, and that would definitely be a welcome change. Aside from these little things, this has got to be one of the best, if not the best value gaming laptop in the market right now for its great screen, 1060 GPU, fairly lightweight, plus this gorgeous design. And before I forget, they'll probably be showing this at COMEX, so if you're in Singapore, you can go there and check it out. Maybe they'll have even more freebies thrown in. Probably. Okay, that's all for the video. Hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't for more tech and gaming content, click the notification bell to get notified when new videos come up, and I'll catch you in the next one. Ciao!